Hi, I'm Jeff. Have you ever noticed that true crime audiences are overwhelmingly female? Why are millions of women around the world glued to stories about murder, serial killers, and unsolved mysteries? Today, we're unraveling the surprising psychology behind why women, in particular, seem obsessed with true crime. And trust me, the reasons might shock you. First, let's clear something up. True crime isn't a recent phenomenon, but its surge in popularity, especially among women, has left psychologists and researchers scratching their heads. Why exactly are women drawn to stories filled with darkness, danger, and death? Are women naturally more curious? Or is something deeper going on? One popular theory is called the survival instinct. Essentially, experts believe that women subconsciously seek out true crime stories as a form of protection, learning tactics to stay safe. It sounds strange, right? But think about it. By understanding criminal methods, women feel more empowered and prepared. They gather critical insights into red flags, deceptive behaviors, and how to avoid potentially dangerous situations. But here's a controversial question. Could watching true crime really save your life? According to psychologists, yes. Consuming these stories helps women recognize patterns and behaviors of dangerous individuals, teaching them to trust their instincts. Interestingly, studies show that women who regularly watch true crime often report heightened awareness in their daily lives. But survival isn't the only reason women tune in. What else could be driving this obsession? Another theory is the puzzle effect. Humans, especially women, are naturally curious and drawn to solving puzzles and mysteries. True crime stories offer the ultimate real-life puzzle, filled with clues, suspects, and motives. Women often find themselves analyzing evidence, debating theories, and trying to piece together the truth. It becomes a mental challenge that's hard to resist. But could this curiosity ever cross a line into unhealthy obsession? The answer is complicated. While most viewers approach true crime with healthy curiosity, some might find themselves becoming overly anxious or fearful. Experts warn that excessive exposure can lead to increased anxiety, paranoia, or even distorted perceptions of reality. So, what's the balance? How much is too much when it comes to consuming these chilling stories? Interestingly, there's also an emotional angle. Researchers suggest women may be drawn to true crime because it allows them to safely explore intense emotions like fear and empathy. Watching or listening to stories from a safe distance provides an emotional release, allowing viewers to experience excitement and relief simultaneously. But why would anyone willingly subject themselves to fear for entertainment? It's similar to riding a roller coaster or watching a horror movie. True crime offers controlled thrills. The intense emotions these stories evoke, combined with the comfort of knowing you're safe, creates a powerful attraction. But here's the twist. There's another deeper psychological reason at play, one that goes even further. Studies reveal that many women are particularly fascinated by the psychology of the criminals themselves. Understanding the mindset of a killer, how someone seemingly ordinary can commit terrible acts, is both horrifying and captivating. It taps into the fundamental human desire to comprehend what feels incomprehensible. But why are women especially drawn to the psychology of killers? Psychologists believe women are often more empathetic and interested in understanding human behavior. By delving into a killer's backstory, motivations, and psychology, women seek to make sense of violence and chaos. It's a way of humanizing evil, attempting to explain the unexplainable. But here's another intriguing twist. Could true crime also serve a social purpose? Absolutely. Women bond over true crime stories, forming communities online and offline where they discuss cases, share theories, and debate evidence. Podcasts, documentaries, and social media groups have created spaces where women connect, creating a sense of belonging around their shared interest. But is it healthy for communities to form around such dark subjects? Stay tuned, because coming up, we'll dive even deeper into the surprising ways true crime impacts mental health and relationships. You might think you understand the true crime phenomenon, but trust me, what you're about to discover will completely change how you see this obsession. Research has uncovered that true crime communities can actually offer surprising mental health benefits for many women. Participants often report feeling less isolated by connecting over shared interests and experiences, especially those related to trauma or safety concerns. Sharing these stories fosters emotional support, creating bonds and empathy among group members. But here's a tricky question. Could this constant focus on trauma and violence actually do more harm than good? Psychologists stress moderation and mindfulness are key. While healthy engagement can reduce loneliness and boost a sense of community, overexposure can trigger anxiety, fear, or even nightmares. Striking the right balance, engaging with true crime safely and thoughtfully, is critical. So, how can you enjoy true crime responsibly without crossing that emotional line? First, recognize your limits. If you're feeling anxious, take breaks or focus on lighter topics. Pay attention to your emotional reactions and adjust your consumption accordingly. Additionally, ensure you balance true crime content with uplifting or relaxing activities to maintain your mental health. But here's something fascinating. Why do some women feel personally invested in solving crimes or seeking justice for victims they've never met? The phenomenon known as parasocial relationships explains this. It's when viewers form emotional attachments to people they see or hear about, even if they've never met them. Women often feel connected to victims, their families, or investigators, making each story feel deeply personal. This emotional investment can lead to advocacy, support for families, or even actively helping solve cold cases. But could this sense of connection become too intense or unhealthy? It can. Psychologists warn against losing perspective. Maintaining emotional boundaries is crucial. Becoming overly attached can create unnecessary stress or anxiety. Yet, balanced correctly, this empathy often motivates women to champion justice and victim advocacy in powerful ways. So, is women's fascination with true crime ultimately positive, negative, or something more complicated? It's a complex blend. The fascination fulfills multiple psychological needs: safety education, emotional release, puzzle solving, and community connection. When engaged with responsibly, true crime can be empowering, educational, and emotionally enriching. But it can also become problematic if it dominates someone's life or amplifies existing anxieties. So what's the bottom line? True crime satisfies a deep, multi-layered psychological curiosity for women. It helps them navigate fears, build community, and satisfy their innate desire to understand complex human behaviors. But awareness, moderation, and self-care are key. Before we wrap up, consider this. Next time you watch a true crime show or listen to a gripping podcast, think about what's truly drawing you in. Is it the thrill, the community, the psychology, or maybe all three? Now it's your turn. What's your perspective on why women love true crime? Does it help or hinder mental health? And do you think it really boosts women's awareness and safety? Let me know your thoughts below. I'm genuinely curious. Keep questioning, stay aware, and I'll see you in the next video.